What's going on YouTube? Happy Saturday. This video I'm mostly going to talk about Egypt and what's going on and my thoughts. But before I get into that, my last video I talked about how to think like an immigrant. We should start thinking like immigrants. So one guy actually responded, or more than people responded back, but one guy responded back, and I just want to read you his story about his fiance who's Japanese. And I want to read you to his story about what it said, because I thought it was very powerful. This is what it says. He says, he was responding back. He said he went to Japan. He said, I went there in November and stayed with my fiance's mom. Fiance was born and raised in Japan. They take care of their belongings, and it transcends everything they do. My fiance came here alone. I guess she came where he is now, right? And she worked 2 jobs, 7 days a week. I repeat that. She worked 2 jobs, 7 days a week, until she could pay for her 4-year college tuition. Mom and dad didn't give her the money. She paid for it herself. Didn't take a student loan. Power right there. In cash. Not a credit card. And then she paid cash for her car. She makes half of what he does. Half. But here's the kicker. But has literally at least 10 times of what I have in the bank. She didn't go to clubs. She just works 7 days a week. And she's not man dependent. Now that's power. I want you to think for a second, close your eyes and think for a second, and think of one person you know. I'm talking to the Americans right now. One person you know that has done something like that. That's the power of shutting up, not saying nothing, closing your eyes, putting your head down, and just moving forward with a goal in mind. And we wonder why some people are rich and some people are not. Perfect story. Now, let's get into Egypt. A lot of stuff going on in Egypt right now. We got protests. They want the president out of there. I think the guy's been a president for close to 30 years. Or maybe 30 years now. He's ruled for 30 years. And they want him out. I think his name Mubarak is his name. Yeah. But here's the thing, guys. I just found out that the U.S. gives Egypt $1.5 billion a year. And I know why they give it. And this is for the military. And I know why they do that. If you really think about it, it makes sense. Because with the American, what am I saying, image in the Middle East, it's not that great. So to prevent uprisings and Al-Qaeda and things like this from taking over in governments, U.S. wants to invest some money into these countries to go ahead and kill that problem. But this is the problem that bothers me. Let me ask you guys a question. The U.S. right now has enough resources, right, to provide oil for its own country and citizens, and it will be cheaper, right, and cleaner. Why are we using our natural resources? Why are we, this should be the main priority in the U.S. Why? Because if we were not in Saudi Arabia, guarding their oil that we supposedly need, we wouldn't be in the war in Iraq. We wouldn't be in the war in Afghanistan. We would be an independent country. Because when you need someone else, look at all the other drama that goes with it. We're fighting 2 wars now, spending billions of dollars per day, right? When we could be sitting here strengthening our country, trying to become and remain, trying to remain the #1 superpower. Just think about that. We fix one problem and a lot of our headaches go away. Terrorism will go away. Because why would a terrorist have to attack America when we're not in their country? If you guys remember, Bin Laden's main reason for not liking America is because they were in Saudi Arabia. That was it. If you remove the U.S. from Saudi Arabia and Egypt and all these other countries, we would have no problems. Not one. Because think about it. I think about, what is a country like Norway or Sweden doing right now? When they see, uprisings and things like this going on in Egypt. I tell you what they're probably doing. Wow, it's sad that those things are happening. But they're not sending military or speaking out about it. They're probably saying things like, I hope they get over that. I hope that, it turns out to a good ending in the end. And then they continue to work on their countries. So what do you guys think about the U.S. using their own natural resources to supply Americans and get the heck out of these countries? We have no reason to be in Egypt. We should be watching it on television just like everyone else. And that's it. We shouldn't be involved in it, whatever. Countries will solve their own problems. It's not our right to tell a country to be a democracy or whatever. No, we need to, as American citizens, as American government, to keep our nose out of other countries' businesses. Totally. Because if we pulled out of Afghanistan, if we pulled out of Iraq, if we concentrate on having our own natural resources, right, and sometimes just letting things go, just say we're done, we're out of Iraq, let that go, let that be behind us, you will see Al-Qaeda and you will see these other things. You will see these things not disappear, but they would do their own thing. But here's the thing. If Al-Qaeda has no one to fight, why would they remain? Right now, you saw when Russia and Al-Qaeda was fighting. When Russia pulled back, was Al-Qaeda and Russia still fighting? No. It was over. We need to do the same thing. So the way to kill all these problems right now, right, is to get the hell out of the Middle East and never go back and use our own natural resources. So I know I said I was going to talk about Egypt, but that's what I was going to talk about with Egypt. Because really what's going on in Egypt right now, the people are handling it. The people who are living there and have to live with that every day, that's their problem. But it seems like they're probably going to fix it. They want the man out, and he probably will leave. He won't have a choice. Because really the people are the ones that make things happen, not the government. So I just want to see your comments on that, see what you guys have to say. And hope you have a happy weekend. Until next. Oh, also too, like I always have to say, I have my Etsy classes going on. If you're interested, it's a very low cost. It's about making money online. www.etsy.com. And I'm teaching these classes. So if you're interested, please contact me. So until next time, signing.